myself. My name is Susan.
I'm Chris.
And we're here today to do a Facebook Live with 20 really interesting questions, covering all different topics, history, I don't know, what have I got? Geography, art. Chris is the great
sport.
one.
You got sport.
Yeah.
No, you are.
Yeah, I'm sport a little bit too. So are you. Maths. Chris is a great one for logic. So watch out for that one. I'm hopeless at that. But before we start, just have a look at our studio. So we're very pleased, very proud really of our studios. We've got
the mug.
Yeah, we've got the mug. Always got to get the tea. We need the tea.
Yes.
For anything to work here. And so we've got our microphones here. If you ever hear us doing a podcast, it's all from here. Microphones. Chris is the whiz on the buttons there, and this is where it's all happening. So. If you are here, anybody, could you just say, hi, I'm here? Just put, just click in, say you're here. I'm here too, actually.
So there's going to be a prize as well, apparently.
Yes.
This is the prize giver.
Yeah, I would have to think about this, what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, but it will come. But anybody here first? Otherwise, I will be giving you the prize.
I know the answers as well, so I should win. Excellent.
Right. Yes. Thing is, I can't actually see anybody on my.
Up there. Up. Oh, do that. I don't know what the hell I'm up to. Do I pull ferment? Well, it's shut. Okay, fair enough. Right then. So who's here?
Oh, great! Now then, that's Simon. This is Simon. You can see Simon. You need very good eyesight. Yeah, but that's his mother's account.
Okay. Hi, Simon.
Hi, Simon. Now I know Simon. He is from the north of France.
Bordeaux.
Oh, further north than that. Simon, can you type where you're from? To impress everybody.
Lille.
No,
Lens. Lille-Montigny.
I've no idea.
Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines.
Anyway,
no, Saint-Quentin.
He's very near the coast.
59.
Anyway, he's not answering us, but he's here, so that's great.
Okay.
So nice for you to be here. So at this rate, Simon, you're going to be the winner of the quiz.
Or me.
Or Chris, it depends. Yeah. So. Anybody else here? No,
it looks like Simon's gone, in fact. Simon, come back.
How do you know that?
Because it says an I, and it's one person at the moment.
Oh, that's him.
No, it's me.
Oh.
I have my iPad. Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do you want to? Let's start with the questions.
I'm going to start. Okay.
Who needs an audience?
Yes. So I'm going to ask you, anybody, how about history? Are you good at history, Chris?
Normally, yeah, but don't know.
Okay, so don't give the answer away.
I won't.
So here's your question. Right. So when did the Berlin Wall fall? Simon, he has answered. He's a long way from
Normandy.
Yes. He's a long way from Berlin.
14.
Yes, he's a long way from Berlin.
He is, yeah.
So the question is, Simon, when did the Berlin Wall fall?
So what do you want? The year, the month, the date?
The year.
The year.
I don't want the exact date. Yeah. And if you're
Put it in the comments if you've got it.
And if you're interested in the pronunciation, just listen to this. Wall, fall. You can make a poem.
You could do.
Out of that.
Yes. Walnut. Anyway, go on. Okay. So,
Simon, you've got time to Google that if you're interested.
No, don't Google it. Right. So,
okay.
What I'm going to do now, this is a bit of a logical. Yeah, okay. This is a bit of a logical one. So, here we have a series. Okay, so we've got first, second, third. First, F, second, E, third, I. What is the next in the series? First, second, third. What is the next in the series? FEI. You got that? Okay. Put them in the comments. Why not?
And just to let you know, I had no idea what the answer was on that.
Okay.
But any young person at school should
Yeah.
figure that out.
Otherwise, they have to leave school.
Yeah, leave school otherwise, yes. Anyway, how about technology? Oh, this is
Go
you.
for it.
This is you. Okay. Your area. Anyway, but I've got a question. So, when was the first SMS text message successfully sent? So when was the first SMS message?
Okay.
Because these days we're always texting. It's like an everyday activity for us. We do it constantly. But when was the first text message sent? So that'd be an interesting one. Oh, look at this. I think Simon is doing extremely well. You're great on the Google. Okay.
Okay, good. Oh.
Yeah. Now I know there are other people trying to connect.
Yeah.
But perhaps I haven't figured
There's
it
another
out.
one who's just put in for the SMS.
Yes.
Is it correct? Is the answer correct?
It is. It is. In fact, I will text you the answer. Yeah. Yeah.
Back in time. Okay.
Right, okay.
Let's get on with serious stuff now. We're going to talk about rugby. So the Rugby World Cup, right? Now, New Zealand have won it 3 times. And
I'm a drink on this.
and the last 2 they've won as well. Right? So New Zealand have won the Rugby World Cup 3 times. Which teams have won, apart from New Zealand, the Rugby World Cup twice? Which teams have won the Rugby World Cup twice?
And I know this will be difficult for people from the north of France, because they're not keen on rugby.
Okay.
Us in the south.
You're generalising.
I am, but us in the south, we know we love rugby. We know it, but I think that might be a tricky one.
Could be.
Bit tricky.
Yeah.
Yes, Simon's still on the SMS. Yeah.
Okay, so it means he didn't Google it if he didn't know it.
I know.
Or he's not very good at Google searches. Sorry. Okay, so the next one is for you.
Okay, geography. Now then, we have a very good podcast on our site about this particular country. I almost said it then by mistake.
You nearly did.
I nearly did. It's and the name of the podcast is "What is it like living in the second largest country in the world?" So my question is, what is the second largest country in the world? Largest in its surface area.
Okay.
And we did a great podcast on this.
You did.
I did, actually.
You did, yes.
I did. With some very interesting people.
They were very interesting.
And it was good, wasn't it? Yeah. So
England for the rugby. No, unfortunately not. Maybe this year.
That is a dream.
Maybe this year.
That is a dream. That is a dream, isn't it?
Okay.
It could be possible.
What we could do at the end, being as we've got there's only a few of you on here, what we can do at the end is maybe we can give you the answers, okay, for this one. And we'll do a serious one another time.
At the end, we will give the answers.
We will give the answers. There you go.
Because
at the end now, or we'll do it in another live?
At the end.
Okay.
This will be a cliffhanger.
Right.
Right, so your question.
Mine? Okay. Captain Archibald Haddock is which fictional character's best friend?
Do you need to tell that in a different accent? To make it easier. Haddock.
Captain Archibald Haddock is which fictional character's best friend?
Yeah.
I will say this only once.
Yeah. Yes.
Burn after reading.
Yes. So that might be quite a doable answer.
Yeah.
A doable question.
Should be.
Now then, We're giving you time to think about that.
No, it's fine. Go, get on.
Get on with it. Okay.
He's with his Google again.
So art. Now I know that. Well, I'm very keen on art. I like it a lot. But the problem with art is that it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So I want to know who painted the most expensive painting ever sold at auction.
Okay.
So who painted the most expensive painting ever sold at auction?
But my paintings are on the wall.
Yes, and
we'll look at them another time. But my paintings have no price, which could mean that they're priceless.
They are priceless.
Yeah.
They are priceless.
It's the same thing.
Yes. But so think of some famous, very, very famous artists.
Okay.
You know. Okay.
Right, so mine's about a flag. It's about the American flag. And how many red stripes are there on the American flag?
I think a question about the stars would be easier.
Maybe. Yeah.
But the stripes,
okay,
that's a difficult one.
Now it's over to you.
Okay, so cinema. I love the cinema.
You do.
And who said these famous words? No, I am your father. And I'm going to say it in the correct voice, okay? I am your father.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Is that Madonna?
Perfect.
Okay. Right, next one then. In 19...
Oh, you can give him a chance to think. He's got to think about this.
All right then, say it again then.
I'm going to say it again. I am your father. It was a very dramatic moment.
Banksy.
Oh.
No. Anyway. Okay. In 1980, who was given the keys, the freedom of the keys, to the city of Detroit for donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to a local church? In 1980, who was given the freedom and the keys to the city of Detroit?
Because of church. Was it a religious person? Could you give us a bit of a clue on this? Was it an American?
It wasn't an American.
Okay.
No.
And
no.
This makes it unusual.
It does. And I think he's dead now. Is he dead?
Oh, certainly.
I think I think he's dead. He's dead now. Yeah. Not because he donated to the church, but
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah.
But just doing this.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I would have never got that one.
I
no
know,
way.
because it's not your favourite film.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Me now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is one for a future event. Okay. So, what is the exact date and time when the UK is supposed to be leaving the EU? So this is a future date. What is the exact date and time when the UK is leaving? They are leaving.
Well, if you watch this in a week's time, maybe it will change.
Yes, very sure. Okay. But I'm sure you've been hearing about it in the news, but have you remembered the exact date and the time? Just to make it more tricky.
Okay. All right then. So, who did lawyer Michelle Robinson marry on the 3rd of October 1992? Who did Michelle Robinson marry on the 3rd of October 1992?
And is this a famous woman?
Very famous. Everybody knows her, I think.
Is it Princess Diana? No. Okay.
Was she when did she die?
Oh.
94 maybe.
Yeah.
Something like this.
It's not Princess Diana.
No.
Okay.
And it's not Darth.
And it's not Darth Vader either. No. Okay. Right. Well, I've got a football question now.
Go for it.
Okay, which people might know. So, France won the World Cup in Russia this year.
30th of March.
Ooh,
Is that right?
You're not
far off.
You're not far off.
No.
Let me just check my answer.
No, it's
Yeah, you are not. You're not
You're
far off.
You're an hour off.
That's true.
You're an hour off. If you can work that one out, you'll get it right.
Yeah, or you can say you're an hour out.
Yeah.
You're an hour too late.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming back to the football. Okay, so France won the Football World Cup in Russia this year.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. Okay. But Brazil has won it the most times.
Yep.
How many times has Brazil won the World Cup? I think that one's quite easy.
Yeah.
I think that one's a pretty easy one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave that one there. Anyway, so which gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere? Which gas makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere?
And I think someone who's studying this in high school would get the answer.
Yeah. Anybody's doing chemistry, no problem.
I didn't.
Well, it's also general knowledge. So we know.
Not in my general knowledge, anyway.
10 for the US flag? No. We'll tell you after.
Yeah, but I have to say, good comprehension from Simon.
Very good, very good.
Because we are not easy to understand. Good comprehension. I'm not. I speak very badly. Anyway, so one of the great things on our site is that we have quizzes about vocabulary.
We do.
And we have a quiz called Word of the Year. And we did a quiz Word of the Year in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So what was, the word of the year was the word youthquake. Youthquake. So my question is, what does it mean? Youthquake.
There's an answer there for maybe Brazil 5 times.
Yeah, you're a football supporter. And I like your exclamation mark. Yeah. But the rugby was a more tricky question.
I think so. Okay. Right.
Anyway, so the word youthquake, word of the year 2017, what does it mean? If you remember from the quizzes that we did. Okay.
I'll turn this down. Why can't I not turn it down?
Yeah, we're having a...
It's azote, but what is azote in English? There's another question.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit of a testing your English vocabulary here.
Okay, right. Now, there are only 4 words in common use in English ending in D-O-U-S. D-O-U-S. One of them is, 3 of them are tremendous, horrendous, and hazardous. What's the remaining one?
Can you just repeat those questions? Those words.
That question.
Yeah, tremendous.
There are only 4 words in common use ending in D-O-U-S. Dus. 3 are tremendous.
And tremendous means what?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Okay.
Okay, that ends in L-O-U-S.
Oh yeah.
Horrendous means horrible, and hazardous, which means dangerous. What is the remaining one?
Do you know the origin of these words?
No.
I knew he wouldn't.
Do I need to?
No. Now then, that's a difficult one. But I've got an even more difficult one for you. Mathematics. How are you fixed on mathematics? Anyway, we did a quiz about Russia this year, because of course the World Cup in Russia, but this was a general knowledge quiz about Russia. Mathematics. Now then, we asked the question. You might need to make a note of this with a pen. Okay, so vodka is the iconic drink in Russia. According to the World Health Organization figures, an average Russian person drinks 15.75 litres of vodka in a year.
Well,
how many bottles is that? 15 bottles?
More. Depends if they're litre bottles.
Well, yeah, but even if they're litre bottles, 15 bottles each person.
Yeah.
On average.
15 point what?
15.75.
So 16 bottles virtually, because they may have bought a 75 litre one, 60 centilitre one.
In my life, I've probably only bought one bottle in my life. Anyway, they
But how
have
many have you drank?
Oh yeah, but that's true.
Mm.
I've drunk more. Anyway, so that's the number of liters. Now, a Russian vodka glass is 50 milliliters.
Mhm.
I think they're different quantities in Europe. I don't know. Anyway, 50 mil. So, quick calculation. What does this equate to on a daily basis?
Even the coffee machine.
Even the coffee machine is joining in. Yeah. So, in other words, how many glasses of vodka does the average person drink a day?
Okay.
A year, I mean.
Yes. A year or a day?
A year. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I mean a day. I mean a day. I'm not very good at mathematics. I can't even do the question.
Okay.
Never mind the answer. Yeah, a day.
Right. Okay. So, which country has the largest number of UNESCO sites? UNESCO. You know UNESCO. UNESCO. Do you know what UNESCO stands for?
United Nations. What's the next letter?
I don't know, but we used to have quizzes at school when I was in junior school, and this was always a big one. I think it's United Nations Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization, something like this.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Or E, Educational, Scientific, Cultural.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. So, which country has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites? I'm feeling lonely. Go on,
And I have to say, it's not necessarily the biggest country in the world.
It's not necessarily the biggest country in the world, which would be Russia.
Right, okay.
Because
So
you mentioned it.
I did earlier. So now this is a grammar question.
Oh.
And not a nice one either.
But you'd have to see that, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm going to do my best.
Oh, go on, yeah.
I'm going to do my best. It's better when it's written, but you know. Anyway, so I know it's very difficult always to learn in school the apostrophe S for the possessions. So how about this? So which one is correct? If I say Sue and Chris's questions are great, but on the Chris apostrophe S. Do you think that's right? Or B, Sue and Chris questions are the best ever. Mm-hmm. Chris at the end with S, just an apostrophe.
I'm lost already.
I know. Oh, it's the same with me for logic. Shall we just pass on that one?
Yeah, go on then.
Pass it. We'll do it on the
okay,
website.
So
okay, pass on that.
Who designed the Italian flag? Who designed the Italian flag? So we'll need one more question off the wall. At the end.
Well,
that's okay.
Okay, I haven't.
You've got more questions, no?
No, that's it. That's me.
That's your questions. So there's one more question. Go on, one more question.
Oh, we'll get one question.
Okay. Ulaanbaatar is the capital of which country? Ulaanbaatar is the capital of which country?
This is the question you always have up your sleeve.
Wow, loads of them.
For an emergency question.
It's the one of them, yeah.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Great.
So that's
so Simon, are we still, I think, has he gone for his...
I think he's jumped off a building or something like that. Yeah. It's feeling very lonely in here, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well.
You. There.
Well, I'm enjoying it.
Okay, well, we'll have to wrap it up now because we're on for nearly 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave the wrapping up to you.
So do you want me to give the answers?
Yeah, we need to give the answers. That's right. Okay.
This is the whole point of the quiz.
Go on, give your answers and I'll give mine.
Berlin Wall. It fell in 1989.
Did it fall or was it knocked down?
Yeah, it's expression though.
Okay.
An expression. It didn't actually fall down.
It did, but
it's an expression.
Did it fall or was it pushed?
Yeah, that's right. 89.
So
yeah.
This one we have first F, second E, third I. The next one in the series is fourth, and the letter here is R, because what we're doing here, we've got F, the first, E is the second letter, I is the third letter, and what did I say here?
Oh,
R is the fourth letter. There you go.
gosh, logic.
In it.
Who? I can't do that.
No.
But I'm pretty good at dates. So, and the answer to the first SMS was it was sent in 1992.
Yeah. And what did they say on this? Because it was in December.
It was, and they said Merry Christmas.
Why not?
Which I think is a lovely thing to say.
It's fabulous. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did they put Merry O'Key or something like this? Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
which two teams have won the Men's Rugby World Cup twice? Okay, New Zealand won it 3 times, and there's 2 other teams that have won it twice. Is Australia and South Africa. Okay.
Okay. Geography. The second largest country in the world is Canada.
Captain Archibald Haddock is the best friend of Tintin, or if you're French, Tintin.
Yes. And for the art one, it was Leonardo da Vinci who painted a very important painting,
Which was
called Salvator Mundi, and it was bought by the Abu Dhabi Department of Culture for $450 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of dosh.
It's a lot of dosh. How many red stripes are on the American flag? There are 7 red stripes.
Okay. Who said, "I am your father"? Darth Vader. And as we just be careful for the spelling on that in the English pronunciation. Darth Vader.
And Vader apparently in Dutch means father. So that was a bit of a giveaway for
Really? I
the
didn't
Dutch
know that.
fans. They knew it all along.
I
you
didn't
know?
know that.
But apparently.
Okay.
Anyway, so in 1980, who was given the keys and the freedom to the city of Detroit? It was Saddam Hussein.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go.
Unbelievable. Politics. The UK should be leaving the EU on, yes, well, we'll see next week, on the 11 p.m. on March the 29th this year.
2019. Who did lawyer Michelle Robinson marry on 3rd October 1992? It was Barack Obama. Yeah.
Brazil has won the World Cup 5 times.
Yeah,
Easy
and
question.
the gas which makes up most of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen.
The word youthquake. This is a mix of youth, meaning young person, and quake from earthquake, and it was trying to refer to the idea that lots of young people were suddenly interested in politics following the Brexit referendum. No, I don't think it's become popular, that expression, but
I've not heard it at all. I only saw it when you
yeah.
So there are only 4 words in common use ending in DOUS. 1 is tremendous, 2 horrendous, 3 hazardous, and the 4th one is stupendous,
which means
fabulous.
fabulous. Just like this.
I suppose, yeah.
The mathematics question. Well, you have to do a bit of calculations, and it equates to basically one shot a day.
A year.
One shot. That's me. One shot a year.
Yeah, a day.
A day.
So, which country has the largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites? I guess a lot of people will say France, especially if they're in France, because there are a lot. But it's in fact Italy.
I'm quite surprising.
I am. Maybe that one needs fact checking. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
And your last one?
And in fact, the last one is a grammar question, which is too complicated really to do orally.
Yeah,
but
forget it.
Well, I'm not going to forget it.
Oh, right.
No.
Okay.
No.
Don't forget.
But what we're going to do is this quiz will be posted on our site, the EFL PodBlog site, with an extra, which will be our papers here, which will give you the question, give you the answer, but also some grammar explanations.
Fabulous.
Because it's quite interesting when you're learning to see how the questions are constructed.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will help you to iron out those bit of questions you have about is it what, is it which, is it was, is it did. So that's that. So we will post this on the site.
Okay.
So.
I got some more.
Right? I'm sorry, I'm interrupted.
Did I say Italy? I did, didn't I?
You did.
So anyway, so who designed the Italian flag?
Sorry, I'm interrupted here.
Who designed the Italian flag? It was Napoleon. There you go, Napoleon Bonaparte. And the last one was, in which country is Ulaanbaatar the capital of? It is Outer Mongolia.
Are you sure you didn't make that up?
Not at all.
Okay.
It's true.
It's a
Your
true
Honour.
one. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you for joining us. And you can watch this live again and again and again. It'll be posted on the Facebook page, so you can check it for any pronunciation points, any stupidity points, any comprehension points.
Yep.
Okay. And hope to see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.